struggling to get those resources used. So you want to use it, I want to use it, but these things are not enough for us to use. That's why it's a conflict. It's conflicting. You understand? So we need to reach a compromise. We need to reach a spot where we'll be able to accept whatever happens in the economy. And to make us accept whatever happens in the economy, we need the price mechanism. So the price mechanism is the market. In the market is the demand and supply. That's the market forces of demand and supply. That is the price mechanism. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So in the market economy, where resources allocation are determined by private firms, individuals, so they need price mechanism as a spot where we can all agree on whatever happens. So that's why when you go to the market, whatever price they give to you, it's a price. So you won't go there, you won't buy it without that price. You won't sell it without that price.
Yeah.
So price is a signal. Price is an incentive. Price gives us more about how things can be allocated. Do you understand? So that means whatever we do in terms of resources, it has to come with a price. Do you get it? Yeah. So in the market, there are buyers and demand who demand goods and sellers who supply. So in that market, we're going to have buyers who demand for the goods, and we're going to have sellers who supply what you demand for. So the market forces of demand and supply determines how much is bought and sold and by whom. So we're going to have the market forces of demand and supply, who is going to determine the price, the allocation, and who buys or who buys these resources, who these resources are to be allocated to. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So now we need to talk about that spot, which is price. So price is the pivot to which resources can be allocated. Do you get it? So we need to set price, because if we are unable to set prices, both buyers and sellers would not be objective, would not know what to do, because these resources are conflicting. They are scarce. So how do we ration it? How do we signify what we want about them? How do we seek information about these goods? So price is important. So that brings us about to function of price in allocating resources. So for price, it has its function in that market economy when it comes to allocating resources. So the three functions of price are signaling, rationing, and incentive. So price acts as an incentive to buyers and sellers. Price acts as a way of rationing for buyers, to buyers from sellers. And price also acts as a signal to the market. Okay, so we start with rationing now. So rationing, this is when changes in price lead to more or less being produced. So increasing or limiting the quantity demanded by buyers. So this simply means that when the demand for a product increases, firms will charge higher prices. When the demand for a product increases, firms will charge what? Higher prices. Why? They want to sell to those who can afford it. So they will ration those products to those that can pay higher prices. Do you understand rationing here?
Yeah.
Prices will rise. So as a result of a rise in price, firms will produce less. They reduce the production or they reduce the supply so that they can sell or ration to those who can pay higher prices. They would not want to sell to everybody. Even if they produce further, if they produce more, they will still want to sell to those who can afford the price. So that is what we're talking about. That's what we meant by rationing.
Yes.
They give it to those who can afford it. That's rationing. Is it clear?
Yes.
Signaling function. This is when changes in price give information to buyers and sellers that influence their decisions to buy and sell. So price is also a signal which influence the decisions of buyers and sellers. So this implies that the price signals to both buyers and sellers that they should change quantity bought or sold. So price is a signal. So whenever the price increases, it gives a signal to the market to the suppliers that they should supply more. It also signals to consumers to buy less. But when prices fall, it's a signal to buyers to buy more at that point in time. And also signals to sellers or suppliers to reduce their output so that it can become scarce again. That is price as a signaling function. Mm-hmm. Is it clear?
Yes.
And the third one is the incentive function. So when you talk about incentive function, this is when changes in price encourage buyers and sellers to change the quantity they buy and sell. So higher prices here discourage buying. Higher prices will discourage buying. Incentives are what encourages you. What encourages you to buy. So as a buyer, when the price is high, you don't want to buy. It discourages. When prices are high, it discourages you to buy. Why? Because at that point in time, the amount of money you used to buy, the quantity you used to buy will become less. So that means for you to purchase at that point in time, you spend more to purchase what the quantity you used to buy. Mm-hmm. So that means price has make what discouraged you. Higher price now has discouraged you from buying. That is incentive. Incentive is about encouraging and discouraging. Signal is about you changing your mind to buy large quantity or to buy less quantity. Mm-hmm. And for the signal, it tells you when you have to buy and when you don't have to buy. These are the three functions now. So for incentive, higher prices will discourage buyers to buy, to discourage buyers from buying. On the other hand, higher prices will encourage producers to supply more to the market. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So there's encouragement from the seller when the prices are high. There's a discouragement from the consumers when the prices are high.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all about my price mechanism, which means it's a signal to the market. It's an incentive to the market, and it's also what? A rationing way in the market. Mm-hmm. Because we need signals, we need rationing, and we need signals, we need rationing, and we need incentive.
Yes.
Incentives encourages or discourages us from buying or to buy. Signal tells us when and when not to buy. Rationing tells us what? The quantity we could sell to those who can afford them. So we rationed it. We are not selling to everybody. It's